Okay.
You know what the word grappa comes from?
I do, but I'm going to let you tell me.
Damn it.
So that way you
The Latin word, grappolopopulus, or something like that.
Welcome back to Arsenic Culture. I am Matt.
And I'm Jason.
And Jason, I just want you to know.
You love me?
I want to let you know how much I love and respect you. I have a treat for you today.
What do you got?
It's a bunch of alcohol. And I'm presenting this to you because I want you to have the full experience of what we're doing today.
Yeah.
So start out with this.
I'm a little nervous.
It's relatively normal, I promise you.
Whoa.
So try that and tell me what you think of it.
It smells like really strong mead.
It's actually just wine. I think it's a Cabernet. Actually, I don't even know what this is.
It's tart. It's very tart. Like, those are grapes?
Yeah, this is a Cabernet. It's Chateau Buscasse. That's exactly how you pronounce it. I know this intrinsically. And it scores a 95 points on Wine Enthusiast.
It's really good.
I think that's good. I don't know. I actually don't care for that.
It's very tart. It's very tart.
But that is wine. Wine is made from grapes. Did you know that?
I did.
People step on it with their feet and they get their nasty toe jam in there.
I learned that from I Love Lucy. There was an episode.
Yep. And then we stick it in bottles and we put that stuff in our mouths and we drink it. And this is one of the most widely consumed alcoholic beverages in the entire world. Probably number one.
Did you use your feet for this one?
No, but I know the guy that did, and I made sure he had no corns on his feet. So you're corn-free.
Hadn't washed them in years.
It's corn-free wine there.
Yeah.
And this is delicious sample number 2. I'm gonna let you try this one. This
one smells better.
This is a distillate.
Maybe like a rum. I don't know.
Give it a little sipperoo of that and tell me what you think.
Better than the first.
That is
Cognac?
It is, which is better known as brandy. Cognac is a type of brandy, but brandy is also made from grapes. Instead of letting it ferment in a standard fashion, they distill it like they would any distilled beverage, so it's much stronger. So it feels like, nice, good punch in the nuts.
You're learning me some shit today.
Yeah. So what you have there are the different phases of fermentation when it comes to grapes, which are a very prized commodity. Would you like to try the distillate from all the shit that's left over after they make those delicious beverages?
Of course.
Well, then let me introduce you to Grappa.
I've heard of it.
Have you, though?
I have.
I've heard of it, but I know absolutely nothing about it.
I know grapes.
Yes. So Grappa is a type...
They don't look like this, though.
No. So this is actually... And this is really cool. And I might as well just go ahead and get into it. I was in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
With Kendra. We're just going on a trip for the weekend. And I've never been. She went once a long time ago. We did some shopping and stuff. I was walking down the street and they had this, it was like a bottle shop.
Yeah.
Like wine and stuff like that. But you walk in, there's 2 sides to this store. One side was alcohol, one side was non-alcohol. And they had barrels, like mini barrels, like this big. What is it, like a quart, or not a quart, but like a gallon or something?
They do those like for bourbon too, you'll see them.
Yes.
Probably, I'd say it's a gallon.
Dude, they probably had like 50 on one side.
Were they full?
No, unfortunately. Okay. I'll tell you why. But then the other side, they had like jars, but they all had spouts in them. So you could like do like samplings and tastings. And I saw it online and I was like, that is the baddest shit I've ever seen. The store's called Vomfass. It's Vomfass, which translates to from the barrel. And I believe it's German. But this is it's a franchise. I never heard of it. They started in Germany. They only have 7 locations in the United States, but they have 280 worldwide.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and all they do is they go to different places around the world and they try everything. We got Grappa here. They do bourbon. They do rum. They do cognac. They do absinthe.
So is it their own like stuff, or they just like bring it in like a liquor store?
They basically just go do barrel picks of everything.
Okay.
So everything that they got, it's like somebody else made it, but they brought it in and put their own like spin on it with either their barrel or like a barrel that was supplied.
So they rebarrel or finish it probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I think depending on the location you go to, they have those little gallon barrels that are on their side.
Yeah.
You can actually taste them, and that's why I went there. I was like, "This is amazing." And he goes, "Well, due to South Carolina laws, we can't let you taste from here." I'm like, "What the fuck are all these things doing there?" And he's like, "Well, you know, they're empty." And
I won't
like,
tell anybody. Tell them.
I know, and I was like, "Well, it worked because it got me in the store, so you know, screw you." But it was amazing. So I would love to go to one of these Bonfast locations and actually just walk down and just get trashed on like samples.
It would be fun to try.
Because that's what it looks like. So then the other side was like olive oil. Kendra got some sort of like herb de Provence olive oil on the other side we cooked with. It was really good. But
well, the thing about those smaller barrels, like I've had a little experience with them in the bourbon world. Why they would do those in that regard is where it takes less time. There's more surface area, like for the volume. So it's like instead of putting it in a big 55 gallon, whatever, you can put it in a 1 gallon and gets done a lot quicker. It accelerates the aging time.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's more like surface area and stuff like that. So, but that place was cool. I'd never heard of it. Apparently they do franchises. So maybe let's open up a franchise, just me and you.
Yeah.
And then we'll just drink.
I'll do the drinking.
We'll drink all of it. Okay. That's all it is. Just, no, I mean, it's just for me and you. I'm saying like,
I need somebody else to run it.
No, we won't sell anything.
We just want to open.
we
just say close.
We just need like all the barrels and then we'll just try everything. That's it. But I was going through that store and I was like looking at all the different things they had. And I was like, I asked the guy, I was like, what's the like most absurd liquor you have here? And he goes, oh, it's probably Grappa. And I was like, okay, what is that?
Very cool bottle.
Yeah, this is cool. So if you can watch us on YouTube at Arsenic Culture, but if you're listening and not watching, how would you even describe that? It's almost like a cologne
Honestly,
bottle.
I think it's like a bottle of cologne from the 80s. I think my grandpa used to have that cologne.
Pretty much, yeah. It's kind of like rectangular shape, but it tapers at the top. It's got a cork stopper on it. It has been sealed. It's been heat shrunk with a plastic seal on it. This is just a 200 milliliter bottle because the way he was describing it, ain't no fucking way I'm buying more than 200 milliliters. He explained it to me. Grappa is when they make wine or they make cognac or brandy, all this shit that's left over, like the skins and the seeds and the stems.
Everything.
They put that in another vat and they make Grappa. Oh. So Grappa is what's left over. And he was like, I was like, what's it like? He's like, honestly, it's pretty bad. I was like, okay.
You sold me.
Give me a bottle. Yeah. But I had heard of it. I didn't know much about it. And I wanted to try it. The thing is, Grappa, a little history on this. When it was first made, it was made for efficiency purposes.
Yeah.
So you make wine, for example. You got a big batch of wine. It's like you have all that must and stuff. It's called pomace. Left over, it ends up just either being trashed or I guess, I don't know if you like feed it to livestock or something like that.
Yeah, one of the two. I don't know if you could do that with livestock, but you do it with the bourbon with the grain. So maybe.
Exactly, yeah. And I know that's the thing with sustainable production. I'm
just thinking that one might get them drunk though if you got that, if it's fermented out, some of it, you know.
Yeah, and I don't think the grains are fermented, but
no, the grapes. I was thinking.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So
cows might like a little buzz though if you feed to them, you know, shit.
Well, hell yeah, you get some
drunk
milk.
Get wild. Take them on Saturday night, let them go out.
We can make DD. We can make some fight milk, and the milk would already have like alcohol in it. That'd
we'll get some big holler and put a bunch of cows in the back, get them drunk, and ride around town.
Just let them go to town. Hell yeah, man. So this was actually called the poor man's drink or poor Italian man's drink because it was made with all the pomace runoff leftover, whatever, and it was just made so that stuff wouldn't go to waste. But back then it was so cheap and it was like not considered really high quality. So they just literally gave it to poor people. And so that way they would have something to drink in the winter to keep them warm and get them drunk.
We're drinking wine, but here's this shit for y'all.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like royalty would drink the wine and then like the peons and the peasants would drink. I'm going
to go ahead and say that might be better than that wine. That wine's
might be. Let me try that wine.
It's very tart. It's very tart.
I actually opened that bottle and I was like, I don't care for this.
I'm not a real big wine. I'll drink red wine sometimes. Not much white, but
it is tart. Okay,
it's very tart.
Full disclosure: that bottle might have been sitting there for a month or two.
It's like vinegar almost.
Yeah, I think that's got something else going on to it. Yeah, they gave me a little beads of sweat there. Anyways, over time, Grappa started to get more popular. It originated as far back as the Roman Empire.
Okay.
Which is basically when Jesus was around.
Yeah.
Over time, it started to get more popular, and it was considered like a middle class drink and a digestif, and then all the way up until the 20th century, like current day. is actually considered a high-class beverage now. Grappa is. It's supposed to be a sophisticated drink for bougie motherfuckers.
The first time I heard about it, there was a guy I used to work with. It's been several years back, maybe 10 or 15. Mm-hmm. But his family went over, I guess, to Italy or somewhere. Where's it?
Yeah, Italy is where it originates.
And they came back and was like looking for it. And I'm like, I've
Really?
never heard of that.
Okay.
But I did find some beers that were aged in Grappa barrels.
That's interesting.
He's like, I'll take anything Grappa. I'm like, all right, I'm sure it's not good, but I'll get you one.
So that's the thing. The guy at the store was like, his name was Mike. Shout out to Michael. I appreciate all the help you gave me, man, with this shitty beverage. But he was like, yeah, it's like super bitter and it's like not that good. And then I did my research and it's like, it's I guess an acquired taste like anything else.
What if it's a digestif? And we've had a lot of those, right? Like the, I'm drawing a blank right now, but like Underberg, and then there's a couple Fernet Branca, maybe.
Yeah, which I've actually learned to actually enjoy that stuff.
I like Underberg. Now, I want a shot. I don't want to like sip it.
Yeah.
But it actually makes you feel a lot better 30 minutes later.
Underberg is a lot more botanical and bitter than like Fernet Branca. Fernet, I can actually put on a couple ice cubes and drink by itself. Underberg, it's like you have to shoot it.
There's no way I'd sip that. Mm-mm.
No. But I'm gonna have you open this bottle.
So what's the cost on a thing like this?
So this thing, that little bottle.
This is 200 mil, 300,
200 ml. That little 200 milliliter bottle was like $80.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot for that. And like the bigger one was like over $100, and I was like, I'm not spending that much on something that I'm probably not gonna like.
So did they take the distillate and then rebarrel it? Is that what they did for this?
I'm not 100% sure, but yes, that's.
I would say it is because it's almost like handwritten.
It is. So it's handwritten with like gold, like a marker on there. Oh, is that on the? I don't know, whatever it is. Do you need a knife?
No. I almost want to sit and struggle through it. Let me have that pen. Give me your knife.
But it started in It began in Italy, like you said. I'm waiting for you to cut something now.
I'm cutting away, baby.
Gosh.
But it's in Italy.
But
maybe Roman Empire.
It's spread everywhere now. And starting out, it was. I don't know if this one. I'm assuming it's
pop.
right up on it.
I think the cork just ripped.
Did it really?
No shit.
No. Oh, okay. It's synthetic. You can still pop that.
Come on, damn it.
You're gonna get Grappa.
3 hours later, I can't get it. I give up.
You wanna get some pliers?
You might need them.
Oh,
it's like slick. Oh, there you go. That's a good one. That's a good one.
You gotta start working out again, man.
I do.
You notice the color on this is really light.
It's like piss.
Yeah, so that could be one of two things. I'm assuming
piss would be one.
Piss is actually the third option. I'm assuming they age this somewhat because that's kind of what they're known for. It used to be that they called it young distiller, young Grappa, that was unaged, but now it's pretty common to actually barrel age a lot of their stuff. But that's so light. I mean, that looks like a Chardonnay. It actually does look like piss. It looks like straight up urine.
It's like a white wine. You make mimosas from or something.
Sure, yeah, but that could be
champagne, but
that could be like a very light age. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
like just like shorter amount of time.
Well, I read a little bit about it, and the way I looked at it is like the color can go from anywhere to clear, to like reddish brown. Yeah, the reddish brown's like if it's in the barrel for a while.
Sure,
and then the lighter one could be the variety of grape.
That's the thing.
Or it could be
that's
a little
the
bit of
second
barrel,
thing. It could actually not even be the barrel. It could be the variety of grapes.
Could be both.
The way they advertised it, I was talking to this guy, and he seemed knowledgeable, but he was also kind of talking circles. So that's why I was kind of like, what is it? Is it something I want or not?
You know what the proof is on this thing?
This one is 42% alcohol, so it's 84.
Okay.
So that's not really that strong. They range anywhere from 30 to 65% alcohol. Okay. It's typically supposed to be a pretty concentrated beverage.
It smells concentrated.
Does it really?
Our cool glasses actually make it.
Yeah, we got our branded Arsenic Culture glasses here with the skull logo and the skull on the bottom. My skull's starting to disintegrate from the Grappa.
They're half drowned right now.
He's like, help me. Get the shit out of my eyes. So
do you know what the word... I did a little research.
Okay.
You know what the word Grappa comes from?
I do, but I'm going to let you tell me.
Damn it.
So that way
the Latin word, Grappapopulus, or something like that.
What does it say that again?
Grappapopulus.
That's exactly how you pronounce it.
Meaning a bunch of grapes.
Yeah. That's exactly. Does it say a bunch of grapes?
I think there was a character on Sesame Street or something, or whatever one of those, Snuffleupagus. I think he must have drank that shit.
There was an episode of, you ever watched Family Guy? I assume
I've never seen that.
Oh, yeah. There's an episode of Family Guy where they did a cut scene, and they showed an episode on Family Guy of a made up show that featured Mark Ruffalo and Janine Garofalo.
Okay.
And they call it Garoffa-Ruffalo.
I think they drink this too.
That's the funniest shit I've ever heard. Welcome back to Garoffa-Ruffalo. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It means a bunch of grapes.
That's all I had. I just want. I
that's
got more.
it?
I'm gonna let you carry on. You carry on.
Okay. Well, give that a whiff. What does that smell like?
I'm getting like it's very.
This is unique.
Very unique. I don't know that I can compare it to anything that I've had.
I'm getting some sort of botanical aroma on there, like
It's not like gin.
No, it's not as like it doesn't sting like gin does. It's not as sharp, but it's a lot duller. So like,
if I had to guess the proof, I'd say 100 plus though. Like there's a lot of alcohol coming
from it. It smells like it could be a really strong fortified wine.
Which would tell you it's in my mind it's young, right? I mean that's what I would think when I smell that.
That's exactly what I would think.
Sure.
I'm just agreeing with you while I pretend to enjoy this nose. I don't know. How's that taste?
All right. Honestly, that's not bad. It's actually pretty good.
I don't know.
I think it's better than the wine.
Yeah, that wine was god awful. I don't know.
I don't think that's bad. I don't think there's anything like. I don't want to drink a full glass of it, but I mean a pour every now and then.
That is very different. I don't think I've experienced much of anything like that.
You get sweetness and then you get a bitterness too. Maybe the bitterness is from the stems.
No shit, right? Is that the tree bark?
Yeah, yeah.
There's something. It almost feels like it could be acidic.
Agreed.
But I'm wondering if it's almost like I'm confusing that with like a Band-Aid kind of like off flavor.
I don't get off flavor. My nose, I'm a little congested today, but I don't get an off flavor. But I did just have that wine, so.
Well, I did too. I don't know, man. Like the more I smell it, the more I want to puke.
I'd say drink it, don't smell it. The nose, honestly, I don't get much out of. Alcohol.
See, yeah, I'm okay. Something in that flavor. I'm getting like it's like Band-Aids.
If you tell me it's a grain neutral spirit, and then had like a little additive to it, like a little bit of grape something, or maybe a little bit of weird barrel, I could see it. But I mean, I don't think it's bad.
Yeah. Well, and it says Moscato. So this actually says Grappa Moscato Reserva
so that's the type of grape.
So that's got to be the type of grape, which is a white grape.
And Reserva, the one I looked at, that means it's longer aged. Or actually, that means it's longer aged and in a barrel.
Yeah, and I actually did not.
Let me see that.
I couldn't find much on this brand, but it says Yahara Bay Distillers. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you, man. I was like looking it up, and I didn't even think to look at on the back. It says Yahara Bay Distillers.
You're good.
But it says Madison, Wisconsin.
Reserva, well, that might have been where they got the barrel too. Remember that place is a barrel.
Yeah.
But Reserva means aged at least 18 months in a barrel. That's the most they have.
Okay.
They have a different name for it, but I definitely can't pronounce that.
That's interesting. I wonder if so I'm assuming they do all, I know they do all different varietals, all different grape varietals.
Yep, correct. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I wonder how much darker like a red.
Well, they see some of them went to like a brownish reddish tint. So I'm envisioning like a light red wine looking.
You think so? It'd be that dark? Because I mean, this, considering how light this is, like...
I think you could still see through it. Like it'd be if you filled that up halfway with water. That's what I envision in my mind.
That red wine that...
it's very vinegar
based. Vinegar wine?
Thanks, man.
Golly. I'm really sad that I took a sip of that,
You can put a little olive oil in that and make salad dressing,
Why is that so bad?
Oh, it's that good.
That's horrible. Yeah. That could actually be a great balsamic vinaigrette.
Well, now, do you know how they make this shit? Or this great beverage, I apologize.
You talking about Grappa?
Grappa.
Do tell, Mr. I did all the research beforehand.
Yeah, so they got two types of distillation. Two types, baby.
Okay.
Continuous is number one.
Okay.
This is steam to strip the pomace. You know what pomace is? We talked about that.
Yep.
It's all like the remnants, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Then they produce phlegma. F-L-E-M-M-A.
So that's the moment I'd be like, this is not for me.
I'm out, right?
Yeah, no, I know phlegma for me.
That's raw alcohol at 15 to 20% ABV, which seems very low to me, right?
Yeah, what do they mean by raw alcohol?
I don't know. It's the only website I can find information.
Talking
it's
about,
just like a neutral spirit.
They're talking about natural fermentation without distillation. That's raw alcohol.
Correct.
I get you, okay.
Then it's continuously column distilled to produce grappa between 80 and 86 ABV, which is kind of where this one's at.
Right. Yeah.
So that's continuous. The next one is discontinuous.
Okay.
That one is batch distillation. It uses small steam boilers, filled and emptied one batch at a time. They also said a lot of distillers use both, kind of like Scotch does, it said. So they blend it. They blend some of the continuous with the discontinuous to like a Scotch is what they compared it to, I guess.
Okay.
It's a blend of pot still single malt and continuously distilled grain whiskey.
I think that batch method is the preferred method. How everything is just kind of going small batch and artisanal. I think that's the preferred way to do it now.
I would also have a conspiracy theory is they're probably making smaller batches because they ain't selling a ton of this.
I can't imagine. Well, okay,
You're not mass producing it, I wouldn't think.
Apparently, this is super popular in Italy where it originated, and again, as a digestif, but like, it's got a lot of heritage there. I think people back during the World War II, was it? They would actually ration it to troops, especially ones that were like stationed up in the mountains where it was really cold. Again, just to keep them warm from getting drunk.
I would drink this. I don't think it's bad.
Well, here, this is for you, and I want you to enjoy the rest of that bottle.
I got so many gifts today. I got to pour a wine.
Yeah, I'm going to give you some more vinegar wine.
A cork that's broken.
If that even goes in there, I don't know.
Might be a little undersized. I'll probably pour that out, pull that out never.
Yeah,
but,
so this is, to me, this is pretty rough. If I was in Italy, I would not turn it down, but I would be like, one is enough. My Italian friend, I think I'm good with this.
I could see having a little drink of this after dinner if it really helps you. I mean, it's much easier to drink than like we talked about Underberg.
Yeah,
like Underberg's a shot. This is I could sip this.
Yeah, on the level of digestifs, I guess that's okay. Very small quantities, I guess that's okay. I still prefer like a Fernet.
I would say this, if you got drunk on this.
Oh God.
I don't think I could do that.
That's like one of the scenarios where you just be like, just don't even wake me up. Just kill me in my sleep.
Roll me out in the front yard. Let me it's going to get
done
bad.
With life. No,
I would throw up. 100%.
That would be the worst hangover ever. So they actually make a cocktail with this, which I think sounds really amazing. And I probably should have tried it, but it involves espresso, and I do not own a $1,500 espresso machine. But it's called Caffè Corretto, which means corrected coffee. But it's simply just a shot of espresso and half an ounce of grappa. And if you want to add sugar to it, you can to kind of make it a little bit sweeter, but it is normal to drink it just that.
I put bourbon in my coffee sometimes.
Yeah, I did this morning.
See, there you go. Yeah. Smart.
This is my office day, so I was able to have
what are you drinking there? Nothing. It's my coffee. It's my coffee.
Yeah, that's Grandpa's coffee.
We got the bourbon cream from Buffalo Trace around here too. That shit's good.
Yeah. So one thing that I did think that was fascinating about Grappa is that this is a great example of sustainable production and distillation. This is what we talked about. And the fact that they can take all the runoff from another product like wine, turn it into another product that is now, I guess, reasonably popular. Like a lot of people in Italy like it, and I think around like Switzerland and stuff like that too. I think it's really cool, just for efficiency's sake. Yeah, it's great for the environment, whatever. Blah. But I mean, you're actually, from a business perspective, you're saving money by reusing all the shit on there. So I did like a Google search and a Chat GPT search of any other fermentable product that does like sustainable production like this, and this is the only one that I can find.
I do think of one. I don't know if it's necessarily the same, but you remember, it's a beer. Remember Funk Factory in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
So they did like these like American Lambics or Wild Ales, American Wild Ale, whatever they called them. Yeah, and they had a second run that was called Meerts.
I do remember
MERTS.
I do remember that.
It was like the runoff.
Sour, right?
It was more tart, less everything.
Right.
Like actually maybe not more tart. Everything was dialed back flavor wise. But it's like a runoff. So it's like a second use that you're running back through there. So they're the only ones I can think of, and maybe lambic producers.
That's the same, and you're right. That is the same thing. There's a couple people that did that with stouts too. I know they did it. I think somebody locally did a second run stout, didn't they?
Maybe. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've had one.
Just because we're like the grain is so dark, and I guess you just run it through again. You just call it something else. But that's kind of like
I can see that. Yeah. I can see that for sure.
And then it's like a light stout or whatever. But that's kind of like a one-off, like
very smaller runs. Those aren't.
Yeah, Grappa as like an industry is all about. I mean, it is efficiency, by name. There's a lot of people that are doing it by reusing their water and for other purposes, or like we talk about breweries taking grain and like feeding it to cattle and stuff like that. But yeah, there's the only one where they're taking the bullshit from something else and making it into decent shit.
Smart. It makes you wonder why they started doing that way back then. Was it to make more profit? Probably not. It was probably to actually
poor people.
Yeah, there you go. That's the reason why.
Pretty much.
You said that earlier.
I did say that. Yeah. Do you remember that? Do you remember that we were talking about it? I remember that. I said it, and then
I've had too much grappa.
Yeah, too much raw vinegar wine. Yeah, I didn't tell you that was actually
really good.
That was straight red wine vinegar. I fucked with you because I don't have any wine.
Really good.
That's fun, man. You got anything else on Grappa, the Italian beverage?
It's Grappa, baby. That's all I got. That's my logo for
Grappa Ruffalo. Fantastic.
Yeah. But is it worth it? So $80 you said for this one. I probably wouldn't pay that.
For 200 milliliters?
If you told me this one was $30, I might.
I probably still wouldn't. You told me it's like $15?
Yeah.
I probably still wouldn't.
I'm thinking even like a $7.50 for $30, right? Like,
yeah.
But if you look,
I wouldn't want 750 milliliters of that.
That's a good point.
No, 200 milliliters. That's a perfect size.
Like, what's a bottle of Fernet Branca? Like, what's that run you? 30.
I want to say $30 or something.
Yeah, and that's a 750, right?
Yeah, that's a decent size.
And then if you look at Underberg, like those come in like 50 mils, like little shots.
It is crazy when you put it in perspective that you're drinking the pomace, which is the leftover from something else, and then they're marking it up.
Yeah, but you also don't know what the production, like how long it takes, or you know what I mean, like. If they're squeezing that shit out, maybe it's, I don't know.
I can't imagine.
I did read a little bit about it too. So I guess the red grapes, if they use that variety, they're already kind of fermented. Or I guess that's right. But if the white ones aren't, they have to like do something special to them to make it ferment. Clearly, I'm not a brewer. Clearly, I love to drink beer. I love to fucking drink bourbon. I can't tell you how to make a goddamn thing. So I can make a water.
I can
coffee.
make water.
I can make milk from the fridge. I'll get the milk.
Dude,
out.
when I was a kid, I made a mean bowl of cereal.
Oh, I could fuck up a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, you know what I did? Is I got the biggest Tupperware thing we had, and I poured half the box in it.
I had a popcorn bowl that was also mine.
Yeah, and I feel like I used half a gallon of milk, and I ate the whole fucking thing.
We grew up with the Cool Whip bowls. There's a lot of our bowls.
Yeah.
That wasn't enough for cereal. You gotta have something a little more sturdy.
Yeah, and then if you lucked out and like mom got like Cocoa Pebbles, and then you drink the chocolate milk afterwards. Woo.
The only thing bad, I always liked the Cocoa Krispies, but the problem with those, you had to eat them fast. They get real soggy.
Yeah, and then it's just like mush.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still
That's not what he did in the damn episode on cereal. Seriously.
What's your favorite cereal?
I don't think I could say it.
60 seconds.
I don't think I could say it, man. I don't know. I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch a lot.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Do you remember a cereal called O's?
Yeah.
That was the
Don't
best.
tell me it's your favorite.
It was my favorite, but
it's a bullshit answer.
It was like eating razor blades. It would just shred the roof of your mouth.
Cap'n Crunch. Cap'n Crunch will mess your mouth up.
This is so much worse than Cap'n Crunch.
Really? I don't guess I've ever had them.
Yeah, so like it actually tasted like blood. You kind of mixed in, so that's what made it so good.
A little iron, a little metal.
For more Arsenic Culture, you can check us out on all the socials. We are at Arsenic Culture, and we'll see you on the next one.
Subscribe.